you take a simple lipids are nothing but esters of long-chain fatty acid with alcohol. Here, the alcohol is glycerol. Example for simple lipid is we have fats and oils and waxes. So, what is the difference between a fat and an oil? A fat is a solid at room temperature and oil is a liquid at room temperature. Now, these waxes, they will contain a different type of alcohol. We can say, other than glycerol, we can say the wax will contain an alcohol known as cetyl alcohol. So, this is the alcohol which is found in wax. Example for a wax can be bee wax. Now, we are going to see about simple lipids. What are simple lipids? These are esters of fatty acid with glycerol. 3 fatty acid chains are attached to the carbon atom of glycerol by ester linkage. In a carbohydrate, if you see, one sugar is attached to another sugar by a glycosidic linkage. Same way, if you take a protein structure, one amino acid is linked to an amino acid by a peptide bond. Here in lipids, you should know that ester linkage is very important. Glycerol is also called as trihydroxypropane. The difference between fat and oil, as I told you, it is only physical. That is, oil is a liquid and fat is solid at room temperature. Hence, they are called as neutral fats. Depending upon the number of fatty acid, it can be monoglycerides or diglycerides. The main fat in our diet is triglycerides. Coming to waxes. So, as I told you, these waxes are esters of fatty acid, mainly the long chain fatty acids with alcohol other than glycerol. So, these alcohols can be either aliphatic or alicyclic. So, cetyl alcohol is the most commonly used in waxes. What are the functions of these waxes? The waxes are used in the preparation of candles, cosmetics, lubricants, ointments, polishes, etc. The very important example of wax is bee wax, cerumen, sebum, lanolin wool, spermaceti and carnauba wax. So, these waxes, they form an insoluble coating on hair, skin, plant as well as leaves. So, they are mainly used in cosmetics and as a lubricant. We have completed simple lipids. Hope you all would have understood. Next, we will move on to the compound or complex lipid. So, before moving into this compound or complex lipid, I will give you a brief intro about what is it. So, the term itself indicates that is compound or complex. That is, in addition to a fatty acid, a alcohol, the lipid also has some additional compounds like we can see a nitrogenous base, an amino acid or a sulfate group. So, that is why the term compound or complex lipid. So, now going into detail about compound or complex lipid. So, this compound lipid, they are nothing but esters of fatty acid with alcohol containing all the additional groups like phosphate, nitrogenous base, carbohydrates, proteins, sulfate, amino acid, etc. They are further subdivided as phospholipids, glycolipids, lipoproteins. First is our phospholipids. As the term indicates, these lipids, they contain a phosphate moiety. They contain phosphoric acid as well as a nitrogenous base. This is, you have to remember that this is in addition to alcohol and fatty acids. Phospholipids can be further divided into two types. One is glycerophospholipids and another type is sphingophospholipids. Glycerophospholipids, they contain glycerol as the alcohol. Sphingophospholipid, they contain sphingosine as the alcohol. This is a very important 1-mark question. Which is the alcohol which is present in sphingophospholipid? you.